welcome back. So, I got another review of Monday Night Raw. And while nobody returned, there were some good things on the show that made this show all around a good show, yeah. I don't think anything bad happened, but let's get into it. So, they didn't start off the show with a promo. They actually, like SmackDown, they started off with a match, which was the opening match of the night, and it featured AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler teaming up to go up against the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest, with Rhea Ripley at ringside. So, the match itself was a good match. You know, these four men meshed well, and they killed. I don't want to say they killed it, but they made their opening bout, made sure that it kicked off Monday Night Raw in the right direction. Though, due to a poor referee not being in the placement, I would be saying that Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles won, but like I said, due to a poor referee not being in position, this gave way to Damian Priest hitting the south of heaven or the north of heaven, whatever, I forgot which one it's called, and pitting Dolph Ziggler. But this wasn't the end for Judgment Day. So as Judgment Day celebrate their victory and walk up the ramp, we get the Titantron cuts to show the Judgment Day is walking up the ramp that Edge has arrived. So they talk too much. They said you can hear them say they're going back to the ring, but they got something to say. And once we come back for commercial break, they just talk about how they know Edge is in the building and they want to finish what they started last week in Toronto. And they reminded Edge that he's not in Toronto. He don't got the crowd and his friends behind him. And he don't have his wife behind him. This would bring out Edge, who basically said that we repeated those sentiments, saying that, yeah, I know I don't have, we not in Toronto. I don't have the crowd or my friends and my wife behind me, backing me up. And as you said, yeah, I am here alone. But when you guys were sitting under my learning tree, you didn't take in everything. He told Finn Balor he could have learned something from him, but his ego got in the way. And then he addressed Rhea, saying that she keeps getting involved the way she does. She's going to find out why Beth Phoenix is the Glamazon. But that he reminded them that because they didn't learn from him under his learning tree, they don't know that he's not alone. And this where, as you see somebody behind Damian Priest and Finn Balor, is Rey Mysterio and Dominic. And they hit them with candlesticks, beating them away. Beating them with the candlesticks, but then Edge would take over for Dom, beating up on Damian Priest. And they basically were fending off the Judgment Day. And Dom is left in the ring with an awkward moment with Rhea Ripley, who Dom is basically like, I'll hit you with this, don't make me do this. But Rhea talks Dom eventually into giving her the candlestick for some reason. But that's when Edge and Rey Mysterio will hit the ring again, causing Rhea to get defensive and threaten that if they come at her, she will beat with the killstick. And she backed up slowly to where Damian Priest and Finn Balor grabbed her out the ring. So, therefore, this beginning segment was already good. The match itself that led into this promo. We got the second match, which was Alexa Bliss and Asuka and Bianca Belair teaming up, for a 6-woman tag match versus some local competitors, which is odd because and you would think, and they build up towards Clash at the Castle, as this was the go home show for Clash at the Castle. I would thought that you know what? Then again, I forgot that Dakota Kai had a match later on in the night. But you would think at least Bayley would have went up against Alexa Bliss or somebody. But no, it was just a local competitors. The good thing here, though, is that the local competitors didn't like, it wasn't a complete squash match. I mean, it was more so the kind of these are 3 former women's champion teaming up versus local competitors. You gotta look at it more. It wasn't so much of a squash match. It was more of you just knew they was gonna win. But what I like about it was the local competitors didn't look bad. Everybody looked good. Was it a super competitive? No, but they didn't look like they fought enough to where it wasn't considered a squash match. But like I said, Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, and Asuka end up getting the victory here. There was a promo with Edge with Rey Mysterio and Dominic, who basically after it was announced that it was going to be Rey Mysterio and Edge versus Judgment Day at Clash of the Castle. There was a backstage promo with Dominic and Rey talking about it, and Dominic just asking why he wasn't chosen. I thought this was it was a family thing. We was gonna do this as a family. Why is your tag team partner Edge and not me? And Rey Mysterio tell him that he does need Dominic. He does need Dominic there. He want Dominic there at ringside by their side, but he need Edge's experience and gets a duo like the Judgment Day. The big takeaway here though is that is the way how Dom accepts his father's explanation, and then coincide with what was going on in the ring. It looked like they might be setting up Dom splitting from Rey Mysterio and joining the Judgment Day for real this time. There was a Kurt Angle promo where they've been advertising since last week that Kurt Angle was going to be here, and he basically came out, cut a promo, talking to the Pittsburgh crowd. But before he could get fully into it, Chad Gable and Otis would come out to where they would basically talk about they trying to look for another member again, but it sauced the Pittsburgh crowd saying that none of them was worthy. But they did say Kurt Angle was, and they offered him to join the Alpha Academy, to which he denied. They got into a shush match, and then Chad got mad and sick Otis on the Kurt Angle. This would bring out the Street Profits, to where they basically would get the Street Profits said they looking for the smoke because of what happened on Friday Night SmackDown, where their bus got messed up by Maximum Male Models. All this would lead into the third match of the night, which is the Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. Though Chad Gable only agreed to the match if they beat the Street Profits, then Kurt Angle have to join the Alpha Academy, to which Kurt Angle agreed. And thus, we got a good match between the Street Profits and the Alpha Academy. It's always a good match, and Angelo Dawkins and Otis has some great spots. But because this is the hometown hero, the Street Profits got the victory here. Thus, Kurt Angle doesn't have to join the Alpha Academy. Though they did try to have like a little post-match drink with Kurt Angle, who would spit out the drink and instead went back and got some milk, and he basically had milk with the Street Profits, and then he tossed some into the crowd, and then that holds the little segment there. Let's see. Now we coming to the best promo and the best thing, the best thing, promo wise that happened on this show, and this was Riddle and Seth Rollins. Now the promo, I guess it had what's his name, Corey Graves interviewing them, and he just basically asked them what was the beef between them, why, how come it got to this point. And, Seth Rollins just basically went and buried, Riddle said nobody liked Riddle, and that he's going to be doing the whole locker room a favor and a service when he basically beat Riddle at Clash of the Castle and sent him on the injured list right next to I think he said Randy Orton. This also stems from the fact that earlier in the night they showed via earlier in the night video package that Seth Rollins and Riddle got into it when they was in the parking lot, because Seth Rollins got his car and saw Riddle standing there, and he basically started jaw jacking and trying to fight each other. Then Uh, Riddle would end this little interview by telling Seth Rollins that Clash of the Castle, he's going to show him who really is the man in his relationship, and that was it. But then when we come back for commercial break, the announcers inform us that it was a little bit more that happened with Corey Graves. After Corey Graves, in the interview and was on his way back to the commentary desk, they revealed that something more happened, and basically after the guy with the camera said cut, Seth asked Riddle was he still there, to which Riddle said yeah, and then Seth Rollins laid into him, got into some personal stuff. He said you talk about my family, let's talk about yours, and he said oh wait. We can't because your wife divorced you and took the kids and they don't have nothing to do with your. And I was like, oh, he called him we're gonna say BA, and I was like, oh wow, and then Riddle was like, he said, what you say? And and Seth was like, you heard me. He said, I was like, oh god, yeah, this is good. So basically, in short, Riddle got real heated and told Seth Rollins he was gonna him up, and this made me hype for their match. This really made me hype. Because they really got into deep. And he said the F word like twice. Riddle did. We would get to the next match, which is Bobby versus The Miz. And the story coming into here was that from last week, The Miz and who was kidnapped by Dexter Lumis is not something got like PTSD almost. Like they say he's seeing stuff and he's jumpy, thinking Dexter Lumis there again. And they informed him that Dexter Lumis was released from jail because it's basically the Miz's fault, and the Miz demanded to know how it's possible that he was released to jail. To which Adam Pearce told him, "You not talking about it is the reason why we couldn't keep Dexter Lumis in jail." Because they said the only thing when you refuse to talk about it, the only thing we could keep him in jail for, which was trespassing. Other than that, he said there's nothing they could do. This will lead into a good match with Bobby Lashley and The Miz. To where The Miz, they had that little spots where he kept jumping. He actually bumped into Ciampa. I thought Ciampa was Dexter Lumis, and then the real Dexter Lumis did eventually show his head when The Miz was getting the upper hand. It looked like he was trying to set Bobby Lashley up for the Stone Crusher finale. He would appear up in the stands with the fans, and the thing about it was supposed to be one of those segments where only only The Miz sees Dexter Lumis, but when everybody look, he's supposed to be gone. It was supposed to be like they try to make it seem like it was all in his head, but instead, the announcers was supposed to try to play it off, but you really couldn't when you just got the camera for the people at home to see that everybody just went crazy in the crowd and turned around, and you see there was Dexter Lumis. And then the announcers actually said, "Is that Dexter Lumis?" So they try to play it off that it was just like it was just a hallucination, but they end up just acknowledging anyway that Dexter Lumis really was there. And they even said that's how The Miz lost the match, because Bobby Lashley would take advantage of the distraction and put him in the hurt lock to win the match. We got another good promo with the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, where they basically came out to promote the celebration of Roman Reigns being champion for 2 years, and how they run both Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. This will bring out Kevin Owens, who said that the Bloodline don't run Monday Night Raw because he's proven for the last couple of weeks that he runs Monday Night Raw. This would prompt them to get into a heated argument because Kevin Owens, would try to remind them about them owing him one, Sammy relayed the message that the tribal chief told him that he doesn't owe him or anybody anything. But him and Jay went and started getting into it, And he even brought back up how Roman Reigns wouldn't be champion if it wasn't for he would be champion if it wasn't for Jay interfering. This will lead into the next match, which was Kevin Owens versus Jay Uso, which was a good match in itself. They two really killed it in this match. But the added caveat here was Jay had a plan. He wanted Jimmy to distract the referee so him and Sammy could beat up on Kevin by having Sammy hit him with a chair. But Sammy would hesitate. Thus, the referee would catch him with the chair in his hand, but he said he wasn't doing nothing with it. And this would allow Kevin Owens to stunt and hit a stunner on Jay and win the match. This will lead us into our main event, which was Dakota Kai and Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah. Now, this match was a good main event match. It got the proper, build up it deserved. It got the proper minutes. But the only thing about this match was that it's the winner. They went left field for me, and I was just like, whoa, I didn't think that was the people that was going to win. But everything that was in my head was that Dakota Kai and Io Sky was going to win. But actually, your winner of this match is Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah. They are your new women's tag team champions. I was just like, holy crap. They really went there. And, Bianca Belair, they was there to chase off Bayley, who got involved. But yeah, there was a good match. Also, there was a promo with Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. But with that being said, this episode of Monday Night Raw is going to get a 8 out of 10 big ups from me. I was going to give it a 9, but then I'm like, you know what? I wanted to give it a 9 because of the Seth Rollins and Riddle promo, but I was like, that's just reason why I gave it an 8, because it did build it up to an 8, but it kind of fell short. And then, though I don't have a problem with the main event, I just don't want them to kill the momentum that Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky got right now with this loss. It would look like they was built for them to win, but I just don't want that to happen. I don't want them to lose that momentum, which is why I think they're going to win that Clash of the Castle. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode of Monday Night Raw and what you think is going to happen in Clash of the Castle. Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, you hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoy the video so much and you want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit those buttons. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But don't go anywhere, because I got gameplay and more gameplay and some reactions coming your way. Peace.